He has revealed to us the best kept secret. If you have any questions, you are welcome to write them down. After the three of us are finished, we will open up the class for any questions. Okay? All right. So, the divine principle is with the female. They know without knowing, or simply know. Do you remember the mother of all living symbol? Well, there are a few. One is a statue with an abundance of breasts, and the other is a very voluptuous one with breasts and hips and a backside, often called Venus. It has been nine, tassel, 9. Y'all see that? So when you look at the word Venus, or Venus, so anyone who is not breastfed is not normal. Now I know some of y'all might be pausing up, my baby ain't normal. So I'm going to answer your question before you ask the question. For example, because your child is human. So what happens is that when your child comes out of the womb, and instead of giving him your own or her, your own divine nectar that is already naturally made to nourish that child, to give them something from a different species or from an animal, period, changes their DNA. Now, a lot of people don't realize that you have these outside influences. What you eat, what you drink, what you believe in, the environment that you live in, all affect your DNA, and it changes it. They're now teaching this, and they're scientists, and they call it epigenetics. You can go look it up. Personally, I was proud to learn this myself, for someone who's been learning nutritional therapy, and they have now revealed to us, which kind of have been telling us, is that the foods that you eat change your DNA. So many have a hard time memorizing things, while, for example, the children in India have a very developed mind. This is why there is such fear of any people with a natural sense of culture. When a perfect woman is born, she will breastfeed a perfect child who will produce mafuzet, also known as liquid gold. As the mammary fluid is divine, also called the nectar of gods. The first milk that has a yellow color is called colostrum. You can look that up. And it contains the antibodies that boost the baby's immune system, and it is available as soon as it's born. So for those of you, who have had children, unfortunately I have not yet. but when you first give birth, your mammary gland starts to secrete a fluid. That first initial fluid that comes out is actually called the colostrum, and it has a yellowish color. Thus the liquid gold, the marcuzette. And that particular liquid, contains all the antibodies that, boost the baby's immune system. And it will give it the atom protein and the vitamins and all that it needs for the perfect development. So it is important that we perfect our bodies. That is why it is said that paradise lies at the feet of the mother. Men have what appears to be breasts, but they do not work because they do not produce breast milk. The size doesn't matter. The male, having lost his powers, must be restored differently, while the woman kept her pure gold power, as her blood repurifies itself with the moon cycle called menstruation. Red blood getting mixed with white blood as dead cells. Men don't menstruate each month, so his body does not replenish itself. When she has a son by a man or drinks of his white wine and mixes her red wine with his as they give birth, her gold yellow light or ray goes out as well. She transforms into an Isha, woman of Ish, man. Once a female submits to a male sexually or otherwise, she begins to transform for him. Some of it good if he is a good man. Once a woman loves a man more than her own self, the God in her dies. When she desires sex or physical pleasure, the God in her dies. And she, and only she, can kill herself by surrendering to a lifestyle or religion that subjects her to second-class citizenship, where she can't express who and what she feels or wants without guilt or shame. She is dead, no longer the God in all life, Mother Nature, Nut, seed. The Nuwaupians that are Negroid women have been dead for many years. So yes, our God is dead, and males killed her. To rule her out of fear of losing her, they overpower us, and in that kill us dead. Once she is dead, he buries her and moves on. She starts not to care how she looks, smells, or thinks, just like the dead. Once a female expresses herself, her power light put back on, reactivated, and the man needs his solar plexus sun relit. How, you ask? The woman has to be reactivated first. Because once she is jump-started, her own body can purify itself by her monthly cycle, as long as she keeps her blood pure. Once the woman is transformed, then the men will have to be realigned. Then if they mix, it is no problem as long as they both have been transformed. So that transformation starts with us. And we do that by way of Wu-Nuwaupu. Most of us want to look to our men and say, I need you, to help me to grow to become a goddess. No, you need Wu-Nuwaupu to help you become a goddess. And in that, you will transform yourself and him. Yes, this is from Malachi. In ancient Kutka Fita and Kutba Fita, Tamare, ancient Africa, they called Inbu for Nu, gold, and Nubian. The gold power had magic or hika powers, or it was drank as a liquid called liquid gold. And it will take you to a mystic place called Makuzet, where you meet with an Asaru and become one of them. After you drink, you feel a strange feeling as you transform back to a golden child. Does that sound familiar? Refer to their Bible, not ours. Right. Their Bible for those who believe in it. In Genesis chapter 3, verse 22, where Eve and Adam ate of the tree of life. And once they ate of this tree, the Lord God said, "Behold, the man has become one of us, to know good and evil." This story was grafted from the story of Nut, who was Eve, Gad, who was Adam, Tahuti, who was the serpent, and Bes was the Lord God. What she partook of was the elixir known as liquid gold, aka makuzet. Once ingested, your ujat, eye, will open up, and your light body, will activate your spirit, soul, and body. Makuzet will transform you back into a Panathartat, goddess. And as such, you will recognize the agreeable God from a disagreeable God. You will have no power you don't have. So once Nut partook of the elixir and was exposed to Tahuti's tree of life, everlasting, and participated in the sexual ritual of men, she became a personification of the cosmic elements and evolved, transformed into a net of Pa-Wat Hatar of Om, a priestess of Anu Heliopolis over the skies, as she is seen today as mother of all living. What took place when she drank the liquid gold, the elixir of Panatharu, was her physical body transformed, and the process took place. Nut's bartholin gland on the inside of her vaginal orifice started to secrete a lubricant called mucus, like the vulva-urethral gland in Panatharu. Women are the carrier of the seed, not just the bloodline. A man can do that by father to son, but the genetic code is only by the female. The male must be marked, which is usually by the last name, in order to be remembered. Yet the female is designated. The matrix of the female chromosome is all mapped out in math. She is matrix mother goddess. Her divinity is only compromised by male contact when they are exchanging fluid, because she is in a perfect state or balance. By that is meant she uses her whole body in each part of her body, unlike males who have parts of his chest or mammary glands, while she does use hers. Thus she is complete. Now look at what is mathematically supreme mathematics, because it all comes down to number and or quantity, quantum, quadrants, 4 parts. For example, it is clear that the female body is completed. Why is she the one who can hold the new being's body and give birth to a complete or incomplete baby? The female is complete at 720 degrees, or 360 degrees times 2. So you have her XX chromosomes. Y'all remember y'all math? Two. So you have her telomeres, in which she has 8 of them, each of them at 90 degrees. You have 360 here and 360 here, which equals 720. That's the female. And then you have the male with his XY, but she received his X from his woman. Oh, mother. He has 360 on his X. But how many on the Y?
540.
Excuse me?
Oh, I'm sorry. It's minus 90.
270. Yeah, you know me, y'all brother Haney. I should have said something.
Yeah, altogether it's 540. I'm
I
sorry.
didn't know to answer myself.
Which equals 630.
What? I'm not
You a teacher?
I can just.
That's all right. It's that white chromosome.
And listen, if you got it, I got it. So we
The male is to cling to the woman, to love her, to care for her, to protect her, and worship her genes. Their Bible tells them this in Gene of Isis, Genesis. Chapter 2, verse 24. Therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother, and shall cleave unto his wife, and they shall become one flesh. So it told man to join unto his woman and become one with her. This happens as you exchange bodily fluids. The word is physical, non-emotional, or become two as one, as husband and wife. It states the man is to become one flesh with her, not the other way around. Why? Because she is the goddess. Man came out of her flesh and blood, and once he submits to her, he becomes God. And she is the mother of God. Just like they teach about Mary and Jesus. You know, a lot of men have a hard time submitting to a woman. Or as my Hamlet was saying earlier, that they don't like to acknowledge that they go to the female, you know, or to their woman or mother to ask questions or to seek guidance within her. You know, they see that, you know, as being less than or something shameful, when that's actually what you're supposed to do. You know, a true God does that because he recognizes the mother. And this is how we were originally until someone outside of our culture, a foreigner, came in and taught us their ways, which was against our natural nature, and showed us we drink water, you know, fast with everything. Drink water regularly.
And you always fast on the day of your birth.
You all set?
Yes.
Yes.
I have two questions just to build off of what she said. Like you said, you don't fast on everything. Like for 3 days, that's all you drink is water. Like
You can fast when the sun goes down. I mean, you can break your fast when the sun goes down.
Okay. And then my second question is like, when you were talking about like how a female should carry herself, basically how she should dress. Like, I don't know. Like sometimes when girls dress a certain way, but like a girl wear like a crop top or something but have like her belly showing, like is that like too much? Like how do you know like when you're doing too much?
Well, first of all, we all are aware that if we wear a particular piece of clothing that's going to show our body, you already know from the time before you step out the house what type of attention you are going to attract.
Right. Yes.
And if you don't want that type of attention, then don't wear it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So we have to take that responsibility of knowing the world that we live in, you know, is one of a promiscuity or and not so respectful to females, pornographic mentality, etc. So when you step out there, before you step out there, you have to say, like, to yourself and know, like, okay, I'm wearing this very tight clothing, or I'm showing my cleavage, or I'm showing this or that. You know, you already should already type of attention.
Women are mammals. Man is not a true mammal in that he has the same apparatus as a woman, as the sister said earlier, but they do not work. So my charge today is to share with you some female deities, goddesses that stand out in Wu-Nuwaupu and stand out with me, and perhaps stand out with you, that you may want to research and look up. So in ancient Egypt, well, there's one deity in particular that is said that All the females came from her. All the gods came from her. And 40 of the 0 is 4 for the mental plane. This deity, you sometimes see her name spelled like this, Neith. You'll see it spelled like this, Nit. And Net. Also Net. And she is known as the weaver or the weaving deity. And I will share with you from a guidance from the masters. We are allowed to read this to you, but you are not allowed to read it yourself unless you are a member of the ancient Egyptian order. But I can share this much with you, and I will. Neith, or Net, as a pre-dynastic deity, she is called the one and only one, the beginning, eternal, infinite, the creative ruling power of heaven, earth, and the underworld. On her head is the shuttle. Neith is also represented with a bow and arrow as the deity of the chaste mother of speech, mother's milk. The bow is the symbol, and as the sister stated earlier, the cow's milk is not for humans. We've been trained that way. And guess what this nutrient is very important for the growth of what particular organ? Anyway, what do you think it might be?
Oh, it's an organ?
Okay, you said, that's right. I have two brothers back there. Said the brain, and that is true. The brain has the most amount of phosphate of all organs, as it is the brain. And where is the throne? Where is the brain? It is the throne on Asa's head. So, the symbolism which we used to know is very important and to the point here. And another very important sister that stands out for all of this to work, you have to have power. You have to have energy. In China, they call it qi. In Tamaray, we call it sakhyam. Sakhyam. And the deity that represented power was not a male, not that males didn't have power, they do, was Sekhmet, or Sekhemtet, the hero. And her element was iron, as you can expect. And in the word female, F-E, that represents on the periodic chart, as pointed out by Atumre Pandava Yanun, is the symbol for iron. Iron in the blood. Iron in the blood. So you see how all this ties together. This is the science of Wu-Nuwaupu. It's not guessing. It's not belief. They have a thing, a real push going on since Easter's coming. And they have this program coming on the news. And they've been showing these little vignettes, I call them. Do you believe?
And Easter?
Yeah, and they're advertising. Yes. Do you believe? On the train, on the bus. Do you believe?
And what,
so they want us to believe in this spook deity that you can't see, feel, touch, smell, but they're really pushing that. And it's time to know. And Wu-Nuwaupu ties it all together. And so to let us know that it's about science. It's about knowing. It's about spirituality, and in a high science spiritual called Wu-Nuwaupu, the science of sound right reasoning, using this mind that you were endowed with by our creators. Sekhmet, that has phosphorus in the blood for the brain. Sekhmet is a deity of war and is represented as a lioness or a woman with a lioness head. She is the daughter of Re and bore the title Nasert Flame, which is her link to her father Re, fire, sun. She was the watcher and guardian of the East. Her other title was the Lady of Bright Red Linen, which is the color of the earth in her homeland, as well as the color of blood, iron enriched, of her enemies. Even Satuk and Apophis bowed before her. She was something else. She is something else. About that. Sekhmet was a fiery aura surrounding her body. She is the bringer of plague and pestilence as well as relief. She was a healer and ancient physician, called on her to assist them during surgery where blood, iron enriched, was released when the incisions were made on patient's body. The priests of Sekhmet were physicians. See how that was done? When they did surgery, they had the priest there. And the priests were calling on the different deities, different energies and deities of nature to help with this situation that we're working on right here. Because they were going to release some blood. Now you go into operating room, they got a sponge, sop it up, cut you, and that's the end of it. So they take not that into consideration, that what's in your blood, what's surrounding your blood, what your blood attracts once it's released from inside of your body, the type of spiritual things that it attracts. That's why Wu-Nuwaupu is a spiritual science. It's not spooky science. The attributes, the hearer has a relationship with iron. The physical ear, check this out, is shaped as a fetus. And it is during the gestational period of the fetus when iron is an essential mineral for certain proteins which stimulate chemical reactions as the child goes from energy, the spark, to gas, to liquid, to solid, the 3 stages of the gestation in the womb, inside of dark matter. The body. Iron is essential during this period for the formation of hemoglobin, red blood cell pigment, and myoglobin, muscle cell pigment. Iron is so abundant in your environment, thus it is called environment. The hard iron is an environment. And just like the environment of the womb, of the fetus, of the child as it develops, also.
That was Sekhmet?
That was Sekhmet. Excuse me 1 minute.
Hydrated.
Yeah,
That H2O.
Yeah, H2O. You need the moisture, Tefnut.
Tefnut. Need some of that Tefnut.
Yeah, Tefnut.
Tefafnatat.
Yes, Tefnut. Okay. As I was saying before about the goddesses and how they are self-created and the creators of all that is living, they would often have rituals where an initiate would be going through a certain school with a certain deity and to receive a higher knowledge or understanding and really lead to an overstanding. So
Now let's give a clap to that.
We got that on camera, so.
We got proof. So we talk about the goddessship of the females and her at her best, supremeness,
start off with what is the goddess principle? The goddess principle is a divine standard code and attitude by which a female chooses to carry herself, which will cause all others to view her or are within her presence to be compelled to have a full respect for the essence of mother guardian that permeates from the Nuwaupuan female. Goddesshood. Goddess is not just lip service. Goddesshood, it is not a hat that you put on and off as it is convenient, but is a hat that you wear at all times once you put it on. Goddesshood is not playing dress up, but instead, if our character is lacking, it will take diligence, hard work, and honesty, not with us or the rest of the world, but honesty within ourselves. Our actions will then say that we have become goddess, and all who see our works will say, yes, that sister is a goddess. So we move on to the next area where we talk about the supremeness of the female and how to conduct herself. Now, if I've taken from the different and many scrolls and books and pataraks that Wu-Nuwaupu has written, and I said, how can I deliver this to you? But of course, those who know me know that I love poetry. Yeah. And in one of the updates, Wu-Nuwaupu said to know the music your body makes. So that's why I would present this information somewhat like poetry, even though the words are not my own, but the words of Wu-Nuwaupu. So it's a mixture from planet Earth as woman and the sacred feminine. She has blessed you all with birth, breath, and life, mother of all living and all that lived. She is the first and she will be the last. She is the body in which houses the spirit linked to the oversoul, who is the true sacred feminine, which is out of she comes he, out of woman comes man, out of female comes male, out of lady comes lad. For feminine is the secret of the number 9. 9 days, 9 weeks, 9 months, 9 births, 9 mind, 9 ball. The sacred feminine holds us all for 9 cycles of 3 circles in her body, holy temple, her womb, the sacred garden of triple darkness. For she is mathematics, the science of space and time in figures called numbers. 9-month mathematically born, making her a mathematician. Supreme mathematics, mother, matter, true matriarch, mitochondrial DNA. Now there is more to being born a female. There is more to be called woman, lady, wife, daughter, sister, mother. She must act the part she plays in life as feminine. She must act the part she plays in life as a respected woman, lady, young lady, and a good girl, to uphold the nobility of the sacred feminine. She must be a real she, female in all ways. She must walk like a female, talk like a female, move like a female, act like a female. Now today, all you have to do is turn on the television and you'll find your Bad Girls Clubs, your Atlanta Housewives, your Love and Hip Hop, your Mob Wives, your Scandals. What else is out there? Empire. You watch the shows. I know you do. And you'll see a bunch of melanated females arguing, fighting over men, money, and everything else. Giving a false portrayal of what a woman should be or how to behave and conduct herself. They even have a word for it, ratchetness. Now my question to you, now why do you think it's a concentrated effort to focus on the black female to be downgraded to less than, abused, become a sexual object, a worker, not a thinker, a baby maker, or a slave? Can anyone just throw something out there for me? Why do you think?
They're trying to kill your goddess, the god in you.
Very true. What else?
Control.
My dad said because they hate us.
Because she is the highest.
Because she is the highest. What else?
If she's already, if all others are lower,
Ego.
they have to take down.
They hate
She's
me.
the highest.
What's up?
Ego.
Ego.
Because if you kill God, it makes you feel more powerful. It's like a bully.
Insecurity of the true beauty.
All of the above.
Hating me. What's up?
All of the above. You're all right. If they allow the female, especially the African female, to persevere, to be headstrong, stand firm, and be a conscious being portrayed in the media, God forbid, we start to wake our people up. And our men too. Inspiring him to reach above and beyond himself, and in doing so, she helps herself. People all over the world are drawn to the lies they see, tell lies visually, television. Sisters shaking their booty, getting buck wild, using profanities, dressing in provocative clothing. You came to learn by and from others. This was not your way of life. In the Patarak Goddess Creators, page 5, verse 41, it says, we, as Nuwaupians of ancient Kamam Egypt, always exalted the female. Coming from the sacred feminine, she is grace, she is charm, she is refined, she is favor, honor, attractive, soft. She is gentle, she is never rough, she is never loud and boisterous. She is never impolite, she is never rude. She is always clean inside out. She is always fresh and clean. She is never evil, mean, or violent. She keeps herself well groomed. She keeps her outer garments clean and neat. She is never overexposes her body parts to none, save the male she has given herself to by law. She flirts for the reason of attraction of life, not for the pleasures of a night or day relationship. She flirts. It's her nature. Yet she is never cheap or loose or a whore, not a Nuwaupian woman or girl. Her dwelling is always clean and fresh. She does not move from relationship to relationship. That is not the way of the sacred feminine. She can lose her divinity by her own actions and deeds if she disrespects herself. All others have the same right to disrespect her. She does not lie, steal, cheat, or kill Nuwaupian.
She is never drunk nor drinks strong drinks of alcohol. She never uses drugs for recreational purposes. She never smokes tobacco or herbs for recreational purposes. She is never intoxicated in any way. She keeps her mind divine at all times. You must teach the young Nuwaupuan feminine to act the part they play in life. Mother of civilization, goddess of the universe, out of whom all was born. You must teach the young Nuwaupuan feminine to protect her sacred garden, her womb. You must teach the young Nuwaupuan feminine the importance of her womb, her genes, her DNA, her being the keeper of the family line. You must teach the young Nuwaupuan feminine who she is, a goddess, not a mere woman or female, not a sex object or sexual toy. You must teach not to let men dump her genes, dump his genes in her divine body. The planet Earth is
her
woman.
presence to be compelled to have a full respect for the essence of Mother Guardian that permeates from the Nuwaupuan female. Goddesshood. Goddess is not just lip service. Goddesshood, it is not a hat that you put on and off as it is convenient, but is a hat that you wear at all times once you put it on. Goddesshood is not playing dress up, but instead, if our character is lacking, it will take diligence, hard work, and honesty, not with us or the rest of the world, but honesty within ourselves. Our actions will then say that we have become goddess, and all who see our works will say, yes, that sister is a goddess. So we move on to the next area where we talk about the supremeness of the female and how to conduct herself. Now, if I've taken from the different and many scrolls and books and pataraks that Malachi has written, and I said, how can I deliver this to you? But of course, those who know me know that I love poetry. Yeah. And in one of the updates, Malachi said to know the music your body makes. So that's why I would present this information somewhat like poetry, even though the words are not my own, but the words of Malachi. That's right. So it's a mixture from planet Earth as woman and the sacred feminine. She has blessed you all with birth, breath, and life, mother of all living and all that lived. She is the first, and she will be the last. She is the body in which houses the spirit, linked to the oversoul, who is the true sacred feminine, which is out of she comes he, out of woman comes man, out of female comes male, out of lady comes lad. For feminine is the secret of the number 9. 9 days, 9 weeks, 9 months, 9 births, 9 mind, 9 ball. The sacred feminine holds us all for 9 cycles of 3 circles in her body, holy temple, her womb, the sacred garden of triple darkness. For she is mathematics, the science
of space and time in figures called numbers. 9-month mathematically born, making her a mathematician. Supreme mathematics, mother, mater, true matriarch, mitochondrial DNA. Now there is more to being born a female. There is more to be called woman, lady, wife, daughter, sister, mother. She must act the part she plays in life as feminine. She must act the part she plays in life as a respected woman, lady, young lady, and a good girl, to uphold the nobility of the sacred feminine. She must be a real she, female in all ways. She must walk like a female, talk like a female, move like a female, act like a female. Now today, all you have to do is turn on the television and you'll find your Bad Girls Clubs, your Atlanta Housewives, your Love and Hip Hop, your Mob Wives, your Scandals. What else is out there?
Empire.
Empire. You watch these shows. I know you do.
I'm a fan.
And you'll see a bunch of melanated females arguing, fighting over men, money, and everything else. Giving a false portrayal of what a woman should be or how to behave and conduct herself. They even have a word for it, ratchetness. Now my question to you, now why do you think it's a concentrated effort to focus on the black female to be downgraded to less than, abused, become a sexual object, a worker, not a thinker, a baby maker, or a slave? Can anyone just throw something out there for me? Why do you think?
They're trying to kill your goddess, the God in you.
Very true. What else?
Control. Not that because they hate us.
Because she is the highest.
Because she's the highest. What else?
If she's already, if all others are lower,
Ego.
they have to take down.
They hate
All
us.
right.
The highest.
So,
Ego.
Ego.
If you kill God, it makes you feel more powerful. It's like a bully.
Insecurity.
Now